Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video we are going to be making this little heart amigurumi. We'll be making his two little bumps first, and then we'll join them together and come down to a point. And I decided not to make his arms no-sew, just in case you want to have him as a little heart or you don't want to have him as with a face. And then you can also hang him up. This video is a crochet along, so I will be doing every stitch with you. If at any point along the way you get stuck or lost, there will be a drop-down menu with the instructions for each row at the top of the screen for about the first 15 to 30 seconds of every row. And if you enjoy this or any of my other videos, you can help me out by hitting the subscribe button, and you will also be notified every time I load a new video. Okay, I think that's it. So grab your yarn and let's get started. Okay, to begin, you're just going to double over your yarn. You're going to make your knot with the loop on the end. So wrap around your finger, bring that loop down and through, and then just pull, leaving a little bit, just like you were going to make a chain. Insert your hook, grab your yarn and bring it through, and then make one chain, and all that does is attach the yarn to your loop. It does not count as a stitch. So for row 1, you're going to do 6 single crochets into this loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Grab a stitch marker if you're using one. And for row 2, you're going to do 6 increases. So that's 2 single crochets in every stitch all the way around. So increase. For a total of 12. 1 and 2 in the same stitch. Increase. 3 and 4 in the same stitch. Increase. 5 and 6 in the same stitch. Increase. 7 and 8 in the same stitch. Increase. 9 and 10 in the same stitch. And your last increase, 11 and 12 in the same stitch. Row 3, you're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat that all the way around for a total of 18. So 1, increase, 2 and 3, 4, increase, 5 and 6, 7, increase, 8 and 9, 10, increase, 11 and 12, 13, increase, 14 and 15, 16, and your last increase, 17 and 18. Rows 4 and 5, we are just going to do 18 single crochets all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that was row 4, and now we need to do another row of 18 for row 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And if this is your first one, you're going to slip stitch in the next stitch and then tie that off, leaving a bit of a tail, because when you attach the other side, you're going to have about a 2-stitch hole that you're going to have to sew up. For your second side, we're just going to repeat the exact same thing, only we are not going to cut our slip stitch and cut our yarn at the end. So make your loop. Grab your yarn, pull through, make your 1 chain to attach your yarn, and then do your 6 single crochets into that loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Grab a stitch marker if you're using one. Row 2, you're going to do your 6 increases all the way around for a total of 12. So increase 1 and 2, increase 3 and 4, increase 5 and 6, increase 7 and 8, increase 9 and 10, increase 11 and 12. Row 3, you're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat that around for a total of 18. So 1 increase, 2 and 3, 4, increase 5 and 6, 7, increase 8 and 9, 10, increase 11 and 12, 13, increase 14 and 15, 16, and increase for 17 and 18. Rows 4 and 5, it's just 18 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So that was row 4. Now row 5, another 18 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And don't cut it this time. We're going to keep on going and attach this other side with the same continuing yarn. Okay, for row 6, we're going to join these together with a single crochet. Go around 18 stitches on one side and 18 stitches on the other side, but I will put that up as we're doing that on the top. Okay, so you want both your pieces to be facing up, and I'm going to go behind my last stitch on the other side, and you're going to go around the stitch and the slip stitch, kind of coming under your knot, and that's where your next second single crochet is going to go. So these 2 V's will be 1 stitch. So your last single crochet, your slip stitch, will be 1 stitch. So you're not going under that V there. So behind your last stitch of that row, 1 single crochet, and then come around that stitch and behind the next stitch under your slip stitch knot for your second single crochet. And that will leave a bit of a hole as we go around, but don't worry about that, we'll fix it later. So we need 18 all the way around this side. So we have 1 and 2, so we're just going to keep on going. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So that will be all we have on this side. It's going to look like you still have a stitch to go in right there, but that is actually the sideways stitch that you made when you first started going around. So you're going to come over to the other side. There's your last stitch on that side right there. So you're going to come over into the next stitch and you're going to start your 18 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Now you should have 36 stitches all the way around, 18 on each side. Don't worry too much right now if you don't. We'll fix that in the next row when we do 36 single crochets all the way around, and we'll just increase or decrease on this side before we finish that row. So I would get a marker in there just so you know where your stitches are. So this is our last stitch. We are going to go down in here in this tiny little piece of a stitch right there. And we're going to, for row 7, 36 single crochets all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Make sure you go in the right stitch. Last stitch, next stitch. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, whoops, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36 should bring you to just in front of your stitch marker. If for some reason you're a stitch off, increase or decrease to make this row 36. Okay, so you're already past the trickiest part, so if you're still with me, the rest is going to be a breeze. But before we get going any further, let's sew up this little hole in the center. And I'm just going to share something with you. Yesterday I was doing this other heart pattern, and I said I needed to invest in a new darning needle, and then this morning look what happens. So I found my little yellow one. I've never used it because I don't know what this little ball on the end is for. So let's see how it works. Weaving in ends would be bad, I guess, but for amigurumi it should still be okay. So what you want to do is go in these top 2 stitches and these bottom 2 stitches, and you're just going to weave around and around. You don't have to get fancy or anything. Just make sure you're going in the same 2 holes so you're not closing up that V of the heart when you're done. Yeah, I don't like this, but it'll work. It's better than putting yarn through the end and having to make my own hole. Oops, I went around my thread here. So just do that about 3 times or so. And then when you think you have enough, flip it over and just double check that the hole is gone. Push your finger up there fairly firmly, and if it doesn't open up, you're probably good. Well, this is going to be tricky now. So then you gotta get under a stitch and then just tie 1 or 2 knots. I'm only going to do 1 because I'll probably never get this little ball end back in. But I would usually do 2. And then you can cut that or tuck it into one of the little bumps. And then just get your hook back in there. And for row 8, you're going to do 4 single crochets and a decrease. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and decrease for 5. And then just repeat that all the way around. 6, 7, 8, 9, and a decrease for 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, and decrease for 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, and a decrease for 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, and a decrease for 25. 26, 27, 28, 29, and decrease for 30. Row 9, you're just going to do 30 single crochets all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold on, I just gotta get rid of that squeak. Little trick I learned: if your hook is squeaking, just kind of rub it in your hair, which seems backwards because if your hair is oily, You'd think it would be slipperier and squeakier, but it seems to work. $11, $12, $13, $14, $15, $16, $17, $18, $19, $20, $21, $22, $23, $24, $25, $26, $27, $28, $29, and $30. Row 10, you're going to do 3 single crochets, 1 decrease. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 24. 1, 2, 3, decrease for 4, 5, 6, 7, decrease for 8, 9, 10, 11, decrease for 12, 13, 14, 15, decrease for 16, 17, 18, 19, decrease for 20, 21, 22, 23, and decrease for 24. Row 11, you're just going to do 24 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Row 12, you're going to do 2 single crochets, 1 decrease. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 18. So 1, 2, decrease for 3, 4, 5, decrease for 6, 7, 8, decrease for 9, 10, 11, decrease for 12, 13, 14, decrease for 15, 16, 17, and decrease for 18. Row 13, you're just going to do 18 single crochets all the way around for a total of 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. I think we'll put the eyes on now. I almost closed this one up when I did it, but now that I kind of can see where they should go, it'll be a little easier with this bigger hole here. Alright, so I'm going to be using the 12mm eyes, but I feel like bigger eyes are going to look a little cuter, so if you want to try bigger ones, go for that. I'm going to put my eyes about between rows 9 and 10. So you're going to find your starting loop, and you're just going to count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So right about there. And I just kind of do it kind of like an angle. So it's kind of like even on both sides of the heart. You don't have to put them where I put them. They could go anywhere. I see lots of amigurumi with the eyes like really close together, like almost touching, and I think they look cute, but anytime I try it, it just doesn't seem as cute. Whatever I'm doing something wrong. So just kind of go over about the same distance on the same row you just went in. Just kind of pinpoint it, put your other eye in, and then just have a look. Do they look like they're okay? Do you want them a little closer together? I think that's okay. Thinking about my heart cheeks, this seems a lot closer together than this. So my cheeks would be way over here, and they might not show up as much. So I'm going to bring each eye over one whole. We'll try that. Now they seem too close, but I'm committing. Ooh, I got down 3. That's good. Yeah, I think they're a bit close, but we'll work our way around that. Maybe we'll add some stuffing now too, because I did write this pattern out for the video for this heart. I have it written down in the description, and I have it as stuff right now, so we'll partially stuff him in case you've followed that pattern and are coming over here and just want to have a peek to see something that you weren't sure about. So I like to stuff one side and then the other side, just so I can make sure those two bumps are kind of nice and even. I have to say, I'm not usually a fan of variegated yarn. I love it on the skein, but I feel like when I start using it, the way it pools, it just doesn't give the same effect. I'm actually kind of liking this heart in this. And this is, if you want to know, is medium number 4 red hearts comfort. It's a 12-ounce ball. You used to be able to get white violet mint print. I've had it for ages. I think I might stop there for now. He is going to be cute, I think. Okay. Okay, so for row 14, you're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 decrease for a total of 12. And make sure you're not grabbing your stuffing as you're getting smaller here. So 1 decrease for 2, 3, decrease for 4, 5, decrease for 6, 7, decrease for 8, 9, decrease for 10, 11, and decrease for 12. For row 15, you're just going to do 12 single crochets all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Add some stuffing now if you want, but I'm going to do one more row and stuff it at 6. So for row 16, you are just going to do 6 decreases all the way around. So decrease 1, decrease 2, decrease 3, decrease 4, decrease 5, and decrease number 6. Then you're just going to slip stitch into your next stitch. And tie that off. If you want to make a little loop at the top, leave a long tail because you'll use this to come up and through and out the top. So I'm going to get rid of my stitch marker. And then we're just going to stuff that a little bit more. And yes, this is a little bit trickier way to do it, but I can't see my hole there. What else could I use? I guess I should have done it before I went to 6. But, sorry, this is taking me a long time. Getting in there though. Okay. Then you're going to close it up. And you're just going to weave in and out of the stitches of your last row. And then just pull that tight, carefully not to stretch these decreased stitches. And then you're just going to grab a piece somewhere in the center, and you're just going to tie 1 or 2 knots in there. Now, I don't know how I'm doing the next part with this round needle, but if you want to hang it, you're going to come up through here as close to the center as you can get. If you don't want it hanged, you just put your yarn inside somewhere and bring it out. Okay, let's see if I can even get this up there. Nope. Oh, there, it went around something. Well, that's not going to work. I'm going to leave mine down for now. I'll do that part off camera and then loop it. I figured it out. So if you go in and come up, kind of like the very back, you can kind of twist it to where you need it to get it up and out. I'm not quite centered, but I think that will be okay. So then you'll just tie a little loop up here, get it as close to the body as you can. And this is where I broke my needle this morning because I had it in a teeny little stitch and I couldn't get it through. So I put the end on my table and just pushed. It went through, but the yarn didn't come through. And then just pull that out somewhere out the back. If you can get the knot down in, that's even better. So see the knots hidden. Alright, so for the mouth, what did I do? I went down from between where you put the eyes. I went down 1, 2 rows. So 1, 2. And just find your center right there. And I don't have a very good center. I might go down 1 more row here. Oh, there it is. So I'm just going to come from somewhere in the middle, maybe down here. I'm going to go just inside the eye here a bit. I don't know where to go. Here. I'm going to go across, matching that just inside the eye. I'm going to come down one stitch, and you should be able to come in the center, but I can't because I have the wrong hook or needle, I mean. This mouth is going to be a little bit wider than my other mouth. And then you're just going to pull that down and go back where you just came up through. And then out. And that'll just pull that mouth down a bit to give him a bit of a smile. And then just give it a tie. And then you'll hide these ends out the back. I can't do it that way. And then just bring that back down and out the back. Don't pull it too tight because you don't want to bring your mouth in too much. Let's fix that a bit. And then for the cheeks, again, you're going to come in through the center somewhere. And on my last one, I went over 2 stitches, but this one seems a little different shaped. So I'm going to go over 1 stitch from where the mouth is. Leave a little bit of string for tying. And you're just going to go over diagonally one way a couple of times and then diagonally the other into the stitch beside it. And that'll make a little heart. If you just want regular cheeks, just stay in the one side. And then I'm going to go to the next stitch over. And I'm putting 2 strands of yarn in. Depending on the thickness of the yarn you're using, you might want to do 3 or 1. Just kind of play with it a little bit, get that heart shape. I don't know why I always come back up on my second one when I got to go across, but I did. So you want to go back down if you did what I did. Find the matching stitch, 1 stitch over from the mouth, or however many you went. And then you're going to do the same thing on this side. You're going to go over to this stitch a couple of times and then over to this stitch a couple of times. It's on the other side. So that's once. And the string coming up again is twice. So what you want to do is not come back around unless you're doing it 3 times. So you come out where you first started. And then you'll just tie these and take them out the back. Not too tight because you don't want to pull your little hearts. Use that trick for this one. Come on. There it goes. Yeah, definitely buying a different needle. And And out she goes. Look at the big hole this needle makes every time I go through. It doesn't seem that big. Okay. And now we have the legs to do. Okay, the arms and the legs are all the same size. And you're going to need 4 of them. I'm going to do 1, and then I'm going to re-put in the exact same video that I'm going to do right now 4 times. So you can either follow along those 4 times, or you can skip ahead to the end where we attach. Okay, leave a tail a couple, maybe 6 or 8 inches long, and then make your knot with the loop on the end. We're going to be chaining. And you're going to chain 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're going to go in the 3rd chain from the hook. So this loop on your hook does not count. And then here's your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So you're going to be going in that 3rd chain, and you're going to slip stitch. And then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, then you're going to slip stitch back down in that same 3rd chain, and then you're going to chain 2 again, 1, 2, and then come back in that 3rd chain you've been in and do another slip stitch. And now you should have 7 stitches going back down, and you're going to slip stitch 7 times till you get to the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then just tie that off, leaving a string on this side as well to attach to the body. Okay, leave a tail a couple, maybe 6 or 8 inches long, and then make your knot with the loop on the end. We're going to be chaining. And you're going to chain 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're going to go in the 3rd chain from the hook. So this loop on your hook does not count. And then here's your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So you're going to be going in that 3rd chain, and you're going to slip stitch. And then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then you're going to slip stitch back down in that same 3rd chain. And then you're going to chain 2 again, 1, 2, and then come back in that 3rd chain you've been in and do another slip stitch. And now you should have 7 stitches going back down, and you're going to slip stitch 7 times till you get to the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then just tie that off, leaving a string on this side as well to attach to the body. Okay, leave a tail, a couple, maybe 6 or 8 inches long, and then make your knot with the loop on the end. We're going to be chaining. And you're going to chain 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're going to go in the 3rd chain from the hook. So this loop on your hook does not count. And then here's your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So you're going to be going in that 3rd chain, and you're going to slip stitch. And then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then you're going to slip stitch back down in that same 3rd chain. And then you're going to chain 2 again, 1, 2, and then come back in that 3rd chain you've been in and do another slip stitch. And now you should have 7 stitches going back down, and you're going to slip stitch 7 times till you get to the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then just tie that off, leaving a string on this side as well to attach to the body. Okay, leave a tail, a couple, maybe 6 or 8 inches long, and then make your knot with the loop on the end. We're going to be chaining. And you're going to chain 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're going to go in the 3rd chain from the hook. So this loop on your hook does not count. And then here's your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So you're going to be going in that 3rd chain, and you're going to slip stitch. And then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then you're going to slip stitch back down in that same 3rd chain. And then you're going to chain 2 again, 1, 2, and then come back in that 3rd chain you've been in and do another slip stitch. And now you should have 7 stitches going back down, and you're going to slip stitch 7 times till you get to the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then just tie that off, leaving a string on this side as well to attach to the body. Alright, you should have your 4 legs now, and we're gonna attach them, and it's super easy. I don't even know if you would consider it sewing. So somewhere around the eye, because my rows come down quite a bit, I want to go across. So I'm not going to follow this line like I did on my other tutorial. I'm going to go across from the center of the eye. You put yours wherever you feel. So I'm going to match that on the other side. Just kind of go across and on the side somewhere. And then for the bottom, the same thing. 2 or 3 rows up. I think mine are about here. So that's my close. That's my 6 decreases. That's my row of 12 single crochets. And then I'm just right in there. But because I start at the top of my leg down, I might go up one more. Right now, I'm even with my mouth row. So to make that easy, I'm just going to go across that whole row, stick my pin in, make sure I'm kind of happy with where they're sitting. And then grab your yarn, and I found it's handy to kind of pay attention to which side is facing you. So if you want the side where you see the V's of the stitches, you want to do this top one first so that they're all facing the same way. And you're just going to come in and around where you're, oops, which way am I going? Oh yeah, I went this way. Okay, so you're going to start wherever your pin is, and you're going to go just around that stitch for your top side one. So I'm going to call the first one I do the top because it's at the top of the heart. Then take your bottom side one, and you're going to go down 1 row from where you went in. And then you're going to come back up where your last tail came out. So you're going around this row, but your stitches are coming, or your tails are coming out the same hole, so you can tie them and then just put them back inside the body somewhere. So try that 1 or 2 times. Rethread your needle. And then go back in that same hole you came out and take it out the back somewhere. You can get rid of that pin. And cut that. And you're just going to do that for the rest of the 4 legs. And it'll look like this. So put your other arm on, making sure you have the right side facing you. And then go in front of the pin, around that stitch, and back out. Just like you did the other one on the top. And then the same for the bottom. Oopsie. So again, you're going to go back in where you went in, just under that, and then come up where you went out. So it'll look like this. It's hard to tell maybe, but then tie it and put those ends back in. So while I'm doing the last two, I'm just going to remind you that if you enjoy my videos, make sure you click the subscribe button. Not only does that help me out, but that also will give you a notification, I believe, every time I load a new video. I mean, I clicked the little check mark anyways that said notify subscribers, so I assume it works. I always forget to mention that I have a Facebook page that I put all my stuff on, and there is a link down in the description for that. If you ever want to go over there, there's a post at the top pinned that says YouTube share, and you can leave a picture in the comments of that post. You don't have to join anything or like it or anything to be able to do that. You can just go right in there and leave a comment. Let's see, I put that one on upside down. What else? I think I just did the exact same thing again. If you see anything ever in the background, I officially, as of right now in this video, have everything showing videoed. So if it's in the background, there's a video for it. You just have to go to my channel and either go to my playlists or click all videos or something. There's quite a few now, so you may have to scroll a ways. Oh, also, I don't know how popular this will be with me, but I'm trying to do a little more on TikTok and Instagram. Like, I probably haven't been on Instagram for over a year, maybe more. So I'm going to try and go on there, and both those links are, I don't know what they're called, like whatever your page name is, I have with the @ sign, I'll have them down in the description as well. So you just have to click see more and it'll take you there. I sometimes also have other links down there that might be helpful or important, so sometimes it's worth checking out the descriptions of my videos. Like when I did the farm animals, I have every farm animal linked down there so you don't have to search for it. When I did this serial killer series, I think I have all of them together on every one. And sometimes if I make a plush version, I'll have the plush version down in the description. Ooh, I'm almost done. Are you guys with me here? This is why my videos take so long. I could take 30 seconds just to thread my needle. Well, it's not the only reason, but it don't help, I guess. Okay. Are we ready to see it? I am, certainly am. Especially now that I'm kind of liking this yarn I used. So there we go. Our own little heart amigurumi guy. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support and comment and likes. And those of you that rewatch and make multiples of my things, I appreciate every single one of you. Without you, this channel would be nothing. and you just make me want to make more. So thanks for watching, and happy crocheting.